So this is Baruch Fleischman, your lift manager here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and it's my job to introduce us to the pathways and to help us learn together the ways of Hashem and to get closer to how He works, how the Almighty works. So this is beginning Parshas Kisisa, and today is what today? Today is the 12th day of the month of Adar, and we're getting very, very close to that wonderful day of Purim. So here's the Zohar. The Zohar says like this. It's on page Kuf Gimel. Again, the books that we read and we go through here, I urge everyone to buy them. Somebody out there is better at this than me, and hopefully that we'll find the the growing in this limud. So the Zohar said, "V'yadaber Hashem and Moshe lemor." So Hashem spoke to Moshe, saying, "Kisisa es rosh b'nei Yisrael." When you start to count up or lift up the heads, it means to count b'nei Yisrael lebegudeim according to their count. Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Acha, Rabbi Yossi. So now this story starts like this. Hava azlim et Tiberia, the Tzipori. They were going for Tiberia, the Tzipori. So he said, Adar Hava Azli, and as they were going along, Hamalei the Rebbe Elazar, the Hava Asi, he saw Rebbe Elazar was coming. But Rebbe Kia Imei, and Rebbe Kia was with him. I guess they're coming in opposite direction. Rebbe Abba said like this, for sure, the Shchenta has joined together with them, or with us. He said, "So let's wait for them, and then they come to us." So the so since when they arrived by them, Rebbe Elazar said to them, "Let me quote you the shtickle Torah." He says, "Einei Hashem el tzaddikim, the eyes of Hashem are on the tzaddikim, v'oznav el shavasam, and his ears are to their cries." So he says, "Hi, kasha," but the pasuk itself is a problem. Now, I don't see a problem here. We'll look at the Matik B'Devash in a minute, and we'll try to get an idea of what the problem is. So the Zohar goes on and says, Tochazi. So come and see like this. So it's been explained, that the bracha never falls, never dwells, never rests on a word that has been counted. Anything that is said, in other words, a count. It doesn't rest on counts. And as you say that's the case, then how would you count the Jewish people? But they took a kofar, like the coin, like a half a shekel, maxes a shekel. And this had been explained, and we talked about this. So therefore the count was not made, not on the people, but on the kufra, on the shekel. So he says that when that was counted, but salak l'chushbana, and that therefore the number of shkalim or chetzer shekel shkalim would be counted. So at the beginning, and make a bracha on the Jewish people, the Vaser, Mane Malku Kufra, and then after that, first you do like this. You make a bracha on the Jewish people. And then after that, he says, then you count the money. But the Vaser, and after that they come back and they bless the Jews again. So you see like this, the Jewish people are blessed before the count, but they're also blessed after the count. And as a result of this, death never stalks them. Let's see a little bit more. So what would be the problem? Why does death go along with counting? But because we understand that since you have a situation that we've said that the bracha does not rest on a count, so therefore there's no bracha there. So once the bracha is not there, then what happens? Sitra Akra Shari, because the Sitra Akra is right there in the same place. If there's no bracha, then there's the other side. V'yachal the Nazca, and they're able to actually cause damage. Begin kacha for this reason. Notlan kufra bidyon, and then the kofar is taken and the pidyon. The salka minyana. So you see that comes out now. You can count you make the count v'hokmuhu v'itmar. So this has been talked about. This is something we explained. So that's the first part, and let's see if we can get into the Matak B'Devash with the time that we have. And it says like this: Kedei lefarish pasuk zeh. So in order to describe this pasuk and explain it, Matnim es avuda v'lohon. Let me tell you about the story that's going to be later on. Elucha gimel chaverim. So we said that this was Rabbi Abba, Rabbi Rachav, Rabbi Yosef were walking along, and they were going. And he said, "Choyel cholchin metaveri l'tzipuri." They were going from Taveri to Tzipuri. Ba'od shehoyel cholchin, and while they were walking, was Rabbi Elazar Shibol of Rabbi Chia Imo. So he saw that these two tzaddikim were coming, Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Chia. And they said like this: "V'vada nishtate v'mashchina." So, sir, there's going to be a meeting here, and we're going to join together with the Shechina. So they waited until they arrived. But once they came, he says, Amar Rebbe Elazar Vadai Kasiv, he says, Vadai al Zeh Kosev, in regards to this, what? Ki Tisah as Rosh B'nai Yisrael, that pasuk. Eini Hashem al Tzadikim v'Oznav al Shavasam, there's a high qual kosher, and he eats it with the high qual. This pasuk is a problem. It's a problem pasuk. Let's read the next part. Let's read Matuk as much as possible. In Besechtes Baba B'Sia and Dab Mem Beis Omad Reish Omad Aleph, it says over there that the Chachamim were talking about it. Ki les birchas la'ela ein abracha elyoina, the upper bracha, that is a bracha that's falling on us from the highest places. Shoro al davar hanimna. It doesn't really rest on a place that's been counted. He says, why? He says, Ki bracha elyoina nimshecha b'tzad chesed, because bracha comes to the side of chesed. The call inyan shel medida, when you start measuring things, and then you start separating them and analyzing them and putting them into places. So I'll call medida uminyan, which goes along with the kind of counting. Hu mitzad gevura. This comes from the other side. The bracha comes from the side of chesed. This is the side of gevura on the side of midah v'kitzvah, which plays measurements and makes it things finite. So then what are you going to do? How do you count the Jews? So each one of them puts some money in. So they took all the shkalim into one big pot. Another one big ergaz is like a treasure chest. He said, and they never made a count. It's called Osar Kesef, until they got all the money together, and then they would go and they would count the money. But he says the way they did it was like this. Before they counted the shekalim, you would bless the Jews, as midas chesed, because blessing, once again, is what he said, comes from the side of the right. It's the side of chesed. Because this is something that wants to just go out and bless everything and just let it flow, without being measured, without being cut down or minimized. Then after that, after the bracha, they would count the kofar, nefesh, and they would count the money. But then after that, they went back and they blessed the Jewish people. So we see that before the count, the Jews are blessed. This brings down blessing, and then after the count, then we bring more blessing ad yedehis order the chesed below all the bechem hanegev, and as a result of this, that there wouldn't be a plague that would strike the Jewish people because of the count. Now we said lama ola hanegev al yedeh minyan. So an obvious question the Matuk says, and this is quoting the Zohar. Why would it be? Why would you think that just counting is going to cause a plague? Lefish ain't bracha short of a minion. Okay, because bracha doesn't matter. Ella adarabba. Ashay nimna ezedaver miyad mistalakes a bracha misham. So he says it's not only that the bracha doesn't dwell there, but if there was already a bracha there, al yedei shenimna ezedaver, so now you start counting it, miyad mistalekes a bracha misham, then immediately the bracha leaves that place, even if it had a bracha. Once the bracha leaves, hasitra akra shora law, then the sitra akra comes in. The yanak maharoshem shenishar sham v'yuchol lechazik. So the little bit tricky here, just go through real quickly. So the sitra akra, the force of evil, shora olav, comes into place where the bracha is not there anymore. To suck where? What is it struck from? Maharoshem, because there's always an impression left. There's no heder baruchnis. The Sulam says this all the time. He says that nothing is ever lacked in ruchnis. If it was there, there's always some of it that remains. Shenishar sham v'yochol lachazik, and as a result of that, they get the strength. That is, the other side gains strength. This other side has only strength which it gets from kedusha. So therefore, they take that they do it by counting that way. The alos for the havir minion in order to elevate, but to remove the counting al shakalim nimnosasam below esanashim, in order to be able to pass this whole thing around. I guess he means to say, and to be able to count the money and not the people. So this is where the rabbi said, and we've learned that. This is what we learned. This is Baruch Flashman 2, Tikkun Elevator Kolel.